Good morning, all my dear students. This is Silpreet Kaur, your social science teacher. In the previous class, we have already discussed about what is the Constitution, preamble, and who made the Constitution. And today we will discuss about the next part of the same chapter, the Indian Constitution. The question arises: why does a country need a constitution? We have already discussed constitution means rules and regulation of the country. Do you think rules and regulation of the country are required? The answer is yes. If there is no rule and regulations, it will be very difficult to handle any country. This we can better understand with an example or a case study of Nepal, who struggled a lot for the democracy. Now, do you know that it was a monarchy? What does monarchy means? Monarchy means rule by the king. Rule by the king or queen, and you can see that this is the last king of Nepal, King Gyanendra. In the previous constitution of Nepal, which had been adopted in 1990s, it reflected the fact that the final authority rested with the king. The country of Nepal has witnessed several public struggles for the democracy. Even the King Gyanendra, even the constitution was established in 1990s, but King Gyanendra take over all the different aspects of the government with the help of army, and again took over the country under monarchy rule. So Nepal peoples were not happy with this, as it does not reflect the type of country they want Nepal to be. And the constitution, and see, this is written here: the previous constitution does not reflect the ideals of the country that they want to be. So they fought for it, and finally on May 28, 2008, Nepal declared as a federal democratic country, because under democracy people choose their leaders, and the leaders on behalf of the people rule behalf of the people. Now this can be better understood with taking some examples. This is very common example, you can relate to it. Monitor of your class does not like Amit. When the teacher left the class for some reason and told monitor to mind the class, he reported against Amit and got him punished by the teacher. This example actually shows the misuse of the given power. He was taking he was using his power for his personal problem. One more example can make it more clear, that in your class the number of boys is more than number of girls. Now today when the teacher asked that whether you want to play cricket or badminton, obviously boys were large in number, were more in number, so they want to convince the teacher for the cricket. Girls, all the girls felt discouraged, as a teacher always favor boys because they are in majority in the class. So you can see from this diagram that majority always win. We know this, but this example shows that majority always enforce decision that excludes minority. Now this can be argued that if there is no rule or regulation in the country regarding this, so it will be very difficult for us to take care of such kind of minorities of peoples, and and also those who are not in the past. So these are various reasons why we need a constitution, because it basically defines and determines. What it defines and determines: first, the form of the government, means whether the government will be monarchy, democracy, or dictatorship. The power to be exercised by the various organs of the government, that is, the legislature, the executive, and the judiciary. You must know about the legislature. It refers to our elected representatives, and the executive is a smaller group of the people who are responsible for implementing the laws that are made by the legislatures. And judiciary, of course, you know, it refers to the system of the court in the country, right? Again, next, the limitations on the powers, means if the powers are given to any of one of them, the legislature, executive, and judiciary, they have certain kinds of their limits. They have to implement their power within that limit. Next is people's rights and duties. It's okay that they have their own duties. We, as a people of India, have our own duties and rights that should be properly implemented. This is it for today. In the next class, we will discuss about the various features of the Constitution. Thank you and have a nice day. God bless you all.